Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be playing All or Nothing on challenging difficulty. So that will mean there are 2 times as many zombies as there are on easy. For the hero I'll be playing, I'm usually a fan of Ranger, so I'll be going for the humans because they get access to a Ranger hero and just Ranger units for their army as well. For my passive ability, let's see here. So I actually did have some kills, but then the game crashed, and I was not able to save my code, so I'm back down to 0. So I'll have to pick something that's free, which looks like it is exclusively this tavern. So we can get Blizzard, Breath of Fire, Stormbolt, Summon Bandit, Gold Mine, it's actually not bad, Evasion, Thorns Aura, Swiftness Aura, Devotion Aura, Cleaving Attack, but that's only for melee. So for this I'm either going to go for Summon Bandit or Stormbolt. So that'd get us a 3-second stun, whereas this would get us a 100 HP Bandit. That's pretty bad. Alright, we'll go for Stormbolt. And the reason why I'm specifically going for Stormbolt is because we'll have to fight bosses a little bit later on, and the other abilities are not that helpful for bossing. And movement speed, the units' movement speed can already be upgraded quite a bit, and they'll be fast enough as is. So let me go ahead and disable the map textures to find a base that has lots of campfires. This looks like a good choice, and it's right next to the boss, which is convenient as well. Guess I'll ping it. Some people don't respect pings, but hopefully they will. Your base doesn't matter too much, because you can always run somewhere else. In fact, this looks like a pretty good base as well. It's about the same distance at this point. It's a little dark to fully see what's happening here, but looks like one entrance, solid surround by trees, but yeah, whatever. We'll just go for the bottom right. And once we're here, we're going to quickly make a few farms, which will help us to get a gold income going. And it looks like we also have to kill a zombie.
No time for games.
Whenever you walk up to a villager, it'll automatically increase your maximum villager supply up to a total of 80, so it's important to try to get villagers every single morning so that you can get more income. Yeah, once the zombie's dead, as I already mentioned, I'll be making some farms. Okay, there we go. You do want to save at least a little bit of wood to create a lumber yard, but you don't need to save too much.
Job's done.
Let me just make sure I can't run through the bottom of my base in a moment. Also, you only get income as the humans during daytime, and you get it like every, let's just call it 10 seconds, so your income will build up pretty quickly. Well, okay. Let me cancel this, get my wood back, and build a lumber yard.
I've no time for games.
Building a lumber yard requires additional population, and it also requires some gold income as well, so it's a little bit more costly relative to just building another farm.
I have a land to defend.
Okay, now we'll double check what I had mentioned, and it looks like this base does only have 1 entrance. So 23 infected are attacking the whole map, which means a fair amount of them should end up attacking these guys on the left, so I should be more or less fine. And so while we wait for some zombies to come and attack us, we can make another lumber yard. And also, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're interested in playing games with me, I do live streams on Saturdays, so make sure you're subscribed and have the notification button set to all so that you'll be notified right when the stream begins.
We elves are not easy prey.
Yeah, so I've been attacked by 3 zombies. I'm guessing before it's daytime I might get attacked by 1 more, so pretty much a complete non-issue.
You dare threaten me?
We could go... Actually, you know what? Let's make a 3rd lumber yard. It's a little bit... it's going to drain a lot of our gold income, but because gold income is boosted by wood, it's, yeah, having more lumber yards is going to net us more money in the end. Yeah, during the day, the zombies are passive, so you don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to send my ranger over here to go and snag a few more villagers. And I'm going to just use Blink as much as possible, because it is a free spell, and the cooldown's relatively short. Actually, you know what? There was a slight mistake I made. Well, not really. We want to make a barracks with our next set of income so that we can create another builder so that we don't have to always make structures with our main ranger. Okay, we got an extra 8 villagers thanks to heading out there. Probably take a minor shortcut here by blinking in. Nice. Okay, so we'll put up a barracks kind of near the entrance because that's not a super high priority structure, pretty cheap, and we want our units to spawn near the exit. Then we can follow it up with... Still need a lot more, well really just more income in general, so we'll make one more farm, create one unarmed villager, which is the builder that I had mentioned, and we'll create a few more lumber yards. And it looks like we still have about half the day remaining, so we should be able to get our income quite high by the end. And the villager is able to make lumber yards and farms, so he can completely manage your income while you're away.
Job's done.
24 is pretty good. We'll still eventually want more lumber yards, but that is enough to quickly get us more farms for now. And eventually, to get archers, militia, and priests, we will need to create some structures like the Fletcher, which do have a little bit of upkeep cost as well. I think I'll probably... just deciding if I wanted to go for the blacksmith next or the Fletcher. It's pretty comparable.
More gold is required.
If you go for the Fletcher, you might kill the units before they reach you. If you go for the blacksmith, then you have a tank.
Job's done.
Okay. Well, while we build up income for that decision to actually be relevant, we can go snag a few more builders. Okay, looks like we only got 2 there. It's not good, but it's okay.
More work.
I've no time.
Yeah, and it
for
does take a
games.
while to complete the Fletcher building, so you don't want to wait too long to start making it.
More lumber is required.
Looks like we need a little bit more wood. And then... it's a semi-valuable structure, so I will place it right here. You could speed it up by using your unarmed villager, but I'm pretty sure that costs resources, and it does, so I don't recommend that unless you're extremely time constrained. Oh, and one cool thing is you can convert this unarmed villager back into population supply by clicking the retrain button, so you don't need to be too concerned about that.
Job's done. Our allies' town is
Okay,
under
now we'll just train one archer, since that's all we have the resources for. And we still shouldn't really be in any danger for this night.
I stand ready. Waiting on you.
Because my hero is more durable, she can do the majority of the tanking.
town is under siege.
And it looks like we should reach level 2 pretty soon. Except, with the exception of that summon melee militia ability, I don't think the other abilities actually get any stronger.
Our allies' town is under siege.
We elves are not easy prey.
Yeah, we're going to take a lot of damage today.
I've no time.
Which is why it's going to be very important to have the priest and militia ready for tomorrow.
Town is under siege. More
Let's
work.
make another lumber yard. Yeah, it's definitely what we need right now.
All right.
Okay. Half
I
HP.
have a land to defend.
Probably get back up to like 80% by tomorrow.
I've no time.
Oh, and you can also pick up villagers with non-hero units. So instead of sending your ranger to go and gather additional workers, you could send your unarmed villager instead.
Right.
Okay, one more lumber yard, and then we will start making more farms again. My gold income is pretty low right now.
Job's done. Yes, my lord.
There's 2 more big structures we want here, so we'll just start wrapping the farms. Kind of double stacking them over here, maybe triple stack.
What? Yes, my lord.
We elves are not easy prey.
While that occurs, we'll send the ranger up there.
Job's done. Yes, my lord. More work. Job's done. More lumber is required. Righto.
And you can upgrade your farm so that you don't have to keep spending food on it, but it's pretty expensive to get the second level of farm, so you won't want to do that until you're just out of supply. Like, so once we're at like 70, then maybe we'll consider upgrading the farms, because you get half the money for like 4 times the price, so it's really cost ineffective.
What is it? All right.
We elves are not easy prey.
Job's done.
Okay. 2 villagers, pretty low, and another
Job's
2.
done. What is it?
Is there any more room? Yeah, it looks like that's all the space possible for lumber mills over here, so we can start putting the farms a little bit lower.
Off I go then. Yes, my lord.
And now, we can start creating the blacksmith. The blacksmith, aside from giving you access to the militia, also will just give you... It functions as a regular blacksmith, so it contains upgrades for all of your units as well.
I stand ready.
Job's done.
Okay, 40-40, pretty decent income-wise. And then, can we start getting the arcane laboratory? Alright, looks like we can do that in a moment. Let's train up 2 militias. There's also something called noise generation. I'm assuming that is determined by... that will determine how many infected attack you, but my noise, at least when you're standing still, always seems to be 0, so I've never really had that. I don't really know what it does.
Ready for action.
Okay. We don't need any of these upgrades just yet. And the damage upgrades are really minimal, so if we were to get... well, let's start making this first.
More gold is required.
Actually, it looks like we need more gold.
What?
Oh yeah, but back to what I was saying. If we were to get the damage upgrade for the archer, it'd take it from 6 to 8 damage to like 8 to 10. So it's only a 2 damage boost, and it just keeps getting more and more expensive.
I've no time
So.
for games.
I just need a little bit more gold to get the arcane laboratory. I'm not sure if there's another income cycle, but even if there was, there's not much point because we couldn't afford a priest anyway. How many militia do I have? 2. Alright, so we'll just make some more archers right now. And we're just about out of supply, so we'll probably have to go even further tomorrow to boost our supply count.
I stand ready. I've no time for games.
Our allies' town is under
I
siege.
stand ready.
But yeah, now that we have several archers, our DPS and tanking capabilities are much higher, so we're no longer in any risk of having our hero die.
Land to defend.
And we just went back up to full HP from passive regeneration.
Under siege.
I stand ready.
So then we'll mix in 1 or 2 priests, and then we should be pretty set as far as army composition goes. Priests are a unique unit. Since they're kind of premium, they have 2 lumber upkeep costs, which means each priest that you have will decrease the total amount of lumber income you get each cycle, so just keep that in mind. You probably don't want 20 priests.
I've no time for games.
There is an item shop that we can get, which will allow us to revive our hero. We could make it, but the items in the shop are all pretty useless in my opinion, and reviving the hero is of course nice, but we can always use the unarmed villager to make that at a later point,
Allies' town is under siege.
so we'll just save our resources for now.
We elves are not easy prey.
Yeah, one little trick you can do regarding the building advanced structures is you could place the structure, then leave, and have your unarmed villager finish it. I think I will head to this camp and then head to the lower camp afterwards. Looks like green and pink are getting attacked by some daytime zombies right now.
Point the way.
What?
We elves are not easy prey.
Not really sure how... Yeah, I guess maybe the zombies attack them at night, and then if you don't kill them in time, they just keep attacking you.
Land to defend.
Ooh, that's a fair amount of villagers.
You dare threaten me?
Our allies' town
And
is
yeah.
under siege.
So, tomorrow we'll be fully supply capped, which will just leave all the villagers and the rest of the campfires for other players. Let's return to the... It doesn't really make a difference. I was going to say we could go and make the priest right now, but in fact there's a minor incentive not to do that.
What is it?
Orders.
We're up to... Is that 10 archers? No, 8 archers. Okay.
Our allies' town is under
You
siege.
dare threaten me?
I'm going to refrain from attacking this zombie, and he shouldn't follow me. Okay. 4 villagers to go, which means we'll just take the the villagers that spawn in my base tomorrow, and then we'll be done. Alright. We can upgrade the iron plating for our militia next. That'll give them a small HP boost, and armor as well, so it'll be like a net boost of 15% durability or something around there. Looks like an ally has died, and I believe Ashby was green. Amusingly, green was the host of the game, so I guess he's a pretty new player.
You dare threaten me?
Okay. So let's get the priest next. And then that probably means we should get at least 1 or 2 more lumber yards. Looks like I can squeeze in 1 more right here.
Off I go then.
Research complete.
Guess I'll just build it as low as possible. Keep a little more space available.
Yes, me lord. Job's done. All right.
And then lumber yards can be upgraded, but it costs 4 gold upkeep for only 2 lumber upkeep bonus. So yeah, just once again, not super cost effective. Okay, so once you give the priest does a couple of useful upgrades here, such as priest adept training and improved priest healing power. I don't actually recommend enter fire because it costs mana, and priests will typically use up a fair amount of their mana. So we'll get 2 priests for now, and probably eventually get that up to 4.
On your mark.
And one thing that is important to keep in mind for those that don't control armies in games very often is that if you target, basically if a priest is in a control group and you right click a unit, the priest will start attacking as well, which means his auto heal won't be going off. So just keep that in mind if you're wondering why your priests aren't healing your units. Okay. Let's get 3 more farms, and the rest of my supply will be reserved for units. That'll give me about 20 units for fighting, which is it's pretty sufficient. Want a few more militias as well. 5 militia plus 5 priests makes for a really durable front line.
Ready for action. Our allies' town is under siege.
Off I go then.
Okay.
Ready for action.
We elves are not easy prey.
There are some structures that we could build for defense as well. I don't recall if they take up any food supply, so I guess we can find out. So this is the scout tower. At a minimum, the level 1 scout tower is 80 wood and nothing else.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Job's done.
Let's move the archers a little bit towards the center. Okay, requires 1 food. Is that worthwhile? I mean, we're sustaining without it, so I don't think I'll bother. Oh, and apparently the unarmed villager can attack for 2 damage. Probably not worthwhile to use them for that, though. If one of your units does die, just keep in mind that you will lose your villager supply. So if a unit dies, we'll go down to 68, and then our max will also go down to 75, which just means you'll have to get a few units to raise your supply cap up again. Not a big deal, but
Yes, me lord.
there is a slight penalty for your unit's death.
Off I go then.
Okay, 1 villager to go.
Off I go then.
Unfortunately, this was a 1 and 2 day, which was pretty bad.
Your move.
So today's day 5, and starting this night or the next, we'll be able to start taking out the bosses. We want to take out all 4 bosses before the game ends, or
Yes, me lord.
or else the bosses will start to attack us anyway, so you're better off being proactive.
All right.
On your mark.
Our
Okay,
allies'
1 more
town
priest.
is under siege.
Okay, he wants to take out the northeast boss, which means we're going for this one.
More gold is required.
Someone injured.
You dare threaten me?
Is my aid required?
Research complete.
Okay, so control group wise, we'll do a control group of archers, and a control group of priests slash the rest. Actually, no, we'll put priests in a completely separate control group, because as I mentioned earlier, we don't want them attacking.
I have a land to defend.
What do you need? Aye, my lord.
You dare threaten
What
me?
ails you?
Kind of nice if the priests had a disable attack option. Okay. One thing that is annoying about this game is when you upgrade your priest's healing power, the tooltip doesn't upgrade, so I'm not positive on how much this upgrade gives, but I'm assuming it's at least... I'm assuming it'll take it up to 12, so it's probably 4. But yeah, that won't actually be reflected in the tooltip, so it's a little bit hard to track. Okay, let's get Strength of the Moon. Because we have a lot of archers, it is still worthwhile. One single Strength of the Moon upgrade kind of adds a extra archer to our army in a sense.
Yes, my friend.
Looks like yellow, or no, blue, is getting a really high gold income. Well, just high income in general right now. Okay, so he's starting to get some advanced farms.
Research complete.
It's pretty impressive. 57 out of 64, and his income is about 50% higher than mine. So I guess that's the power of reinvestment. You get the advanced farms, and then gradually you can also get the advanced lumber yards, and then it all just nets you a higher income. Yeah. So we went from 6 to 8 to 9 to 11, so it's actually +3 +3. Then we can get the archers another health upgrade. We don't want the archers to die in battle. They're not super expensive, but it'd still be annoying.
I have a land to defend.
Yeah, and you can attack the bosses during daytime. So we'll be attacking the top right boss on day 6. And I guess if we were proactive, we might be able to take out another boss as well. Maybe the top left. Okay.
Research complete.
600 for the next level of archer upgrade. Yeah, so the second upgrade is really ineffective cost-wise. It's about double the price, and it only gives you +2/+2 instead of +3/+3. And I believe the third upgrade is the same.
Our allies' town
Let's get
is under
another steel plating upgrade.
Is someone in
Away. We elves are
Research
not easy
complete.
prey.
Yeah, having a control group with ranged units and melee is pretty bad.
I've no time for games.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to truly track who's getting the most enemies, just because people can preserve their kill stats. Kind of a strange way to track your overall score. But it looks like Chiz and I have roughly the same amount of kills, which means the far left and far right get about the same amount of enemies coming to them. We could pretty easily handle double this quantity of units, though.
Yes, me
Our
lord.
allies' town is under siege.
Oh yeah, so let's see the strength of the armor upgrade. So right now it's 15% reduction. I think it was like 330, so we got 20 HP and an extra 4%. So yeah. It's like a net of about 10% HP. How did blue die? I guess just he didn't have enough archers? Or, alternatively, he was using his primary hero as a tank, and that resulted in his death.
On your mark.
Okay, but yeah, let's head to the top right.
Allies' town is under siege.
I guess, is there a zombie here? What is this? Yeah.
Point the way.
King's Altar fell, so he's essentially gone from the game.
Is my aid
We
required?
elves are not easy prey.
Is someone injured?
We elves are not
ails
easy
you?
prey.
Does anyone have units? Am I the only person with an army? Okay. I guess I'm going solo.
Our forces are
It's gonna make this a little bit more tricky.
You dare
What
threaten
ails
me?
you?
I have a land to defend. On your mark. I've no time for games. On your mark.
Guess I'll support my army as I move.
Is someone injured? Yes, my friend.
And my priest was taking a beating over there.
Right away.
Waiting on you. I've no time for games.
Is my aid required?
Alright, we'll keep moving, but I'm not sure how easy it will be to do this boss solo. Okay, let's get another damage upgrade. That might finish by the time I get there. Oh, and you know what? Let's also get a movement speed upgrade for my army. That'll be helpful. I'm pretty slow right now. So we'll group up here for the moment, get a little bit of priest healing done, and then move out. And yeah, hopefully I don't lose every unit here. If all of my units die at this boss, then I might end up dying in the next night. Because I don't have that much reserve income.
What ails you?
However, if I cancelled my... Also, yeah, let me get this militia going first. If I cancelled my archer damage upgrade, I would have the money for it.
What ails you?
Waiting on you.
Is someone injured?
Okay, let's stun the boss.
Research complete.
And these priests just need to get healing. Okay, looks like this shouldn't be too bad. Might lose like 5 archers.
Research complete.
Okay, and it looks like I got a nice little item at the same time, so nice and simple. Let's head back to my base. And as I had mentioned earlier, because I lost a unit, my max supply decreased by 1. So on my way back, I'm going to stop at a campfire. Increases the life regeneration rate of the hero by 4 hit points per second when worn. Can be consumed for an instant 600 HP. Okay, let's do priest healing power.
Forces are under
We
attack.
elves are not
What
easy
ails
prey.
you?
On your mark. I've no time for
And
games.
then... where's the zombie? Okay, it's right there. I mean, whatever. If it keeps pursuing, that's fine. It looks like it broke off pursuit. That's kind of what I expected, which is why I didn't waste the effort in micromanaging the army. Let's get another movement speed upgrade, and after that the army's going to be really fast. Unfortunately, the game does have another tooltip error. It says that by getting the boots, it'll also increase the movement speed of your hero. It explicitly says including all heroes, but it very clearly does not, because my hero is fast at the start of the game, and it's not going to get any faster, whereas these units are lightning fast now.
Say no more. We elves
Actually, you
are
know what?
not easy
I
prey.
apparently had some villagers in my base. I didn't need to take that little detour.
Waiting on you. I have
Research
a land
complete.
to defend.
The next boss we'll be fighting at the top left is a little bit more difficult to fight with archers because the boss has a pretty strong AoE ability, so just to be prepared to micro.
We elves are not easy
My
prey.
aid required.
On your mark. I've no time for games.
Okay. Looks like the Market Man, which will give Pink the ability to revive his hero, is at the mid left, so hopefully he'll be able to make use of that.
What?
If he oh, wait a minute. Did he already accomplish that?
I come to cleanse this land.
Wasn't he the one who said that he didn't have the ability? Shadow Moon is... yeah, Pink. Okay, nice. He managed to get his hero back up then.
We elves are not
Yeah, and it looks like the difficulty of the base that he selected is that it has 2 different entrances, and yeah. Of course, he did start with 3 players, so it's not like that's an inherently bad decision. It's just a little bit tricky when you're alone. Okay, let's follow it up with another Archer HP upgrade. I think at this point the Archers have just about doubled their starting HP, so that should reduce the likelihood of them dying to the boss.
Yes, my
I've no
friend.
time for games.
Is someone injured?
I always find it amusing when games have extra insulting 28? Oh, what I was going to say though is, I always find it amusing when games have extremely insulting leaving chat messages, like, you are a coward because you left the game, or this person's a loser, that sort of thing. I guess I could go help Teal out. He seems to really lack a lot of DPS.
Is my aid
It's kind of on the way anyway. And I'd prefer if he doesn't die.
I have a land to defend.
Of course, my archers are lightning fast, so they're kind of zipping ahead of the rest of my units, which isn't ideal. Trained another priest, didn't I? Thought I did.
Our
Huh.
forces are under attack.
I have to double check that in a moment.
Cry. Elves are not easy prey.
Research complete.
Looks like I'm up to level 8, which, once again, is pretty much not beneficial at all. My health has gone up by like 50, and that's about it.
Yes, my friend.
Okay, let's train another priest. The problem is, if I train a priest now, it's not going to actually get to the enemies in time for it to be useful. Alright, let's just improve priest healing power. As I had mentioned, just in case all my units die, I'm going to stockpile some gold for a reserve army.
Waiting on you.
And yeah, my units are really just zipping through the map now.
Our forces are under attack.
And my hero, still nice and slow.
Say the word.
I've no time for games. I have a land to
Is my
defend.
aid required?
Okay, so it looks like I'll be doing this solo.
Our forces are under attack.
What ails you?
Your move. I've no time for games.
Well, yellow is coming, but we only have 3 ticks of the day left, so this is going to be a bit of a time
Elves
crunch.
are not easy prey.
So, let's just run over, and hopefully we can get it done in time. Looks like 2 of my archers died.
Someone
Point
injured.
away.
What ails
I
you?
have a land to defend.
And priests need to be healing.
We elves are not easy prey.
You just move these guys around the corner, get some vision.
Is my aid required?
You dare?
And yeah, I'll just keep storm bolting the boss whenever possible.
Research complete.
What ails you?
We elves are not easy prey.
Okay, half HP. It's going to be pretty tight, but we might be able to get back to the base in time.
You dare threaten me?
Okay, zombies spawned. It's almost dead, though.
I have a land to defend.
How many melees do I have? 1 melee remaining.
I've no
Okay, 1 more Stormbolt should do the trick. Okay, Abomination's Mask. Looks like Yellow stole it. Alright.
Yes, my friend.
Now we have to run back across the whole map. It's actually pretty tempting to get another movement speed upgrade, so I'm going to do that.
Is someone injured? Of course.
And yeah, if I lose a couple units here on the way back, it's okay. I'd rather not lose my whole base. Could make an emergency watchtower to buy some time. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get back.
Our forces are under attack. You need.
Okay, it's night. Let's start training up some units. Let's cancel that and just get some militia going. Also, we can grab these villagers to recoup the population that I lost.
Ready
You
for
dare
action. Our
threaten
forces
me?
are under attack.
Okay.
What ails you? Right away.
Okay. Well, it looks like a single militia man is able to tank for a little while, so that's good.
What ails
I
you?
have a land to defend.
Is someone injured?
Just have to keep running.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, we'll get the watchtower. Kinda sucks, but we're in a little bit of a pinch here.
Ready for action.
It's like the first archer just made it.
Under siege.
I've no time for games.
Ready for action.
Okay, just got back to my base. A lot of zombies here. My priest died, my archers died. So it's gonna be a rough night. And of course, no one else is accomplishing anything. I'm kind of on my own here. That's unarmed villagers, not what I wanted to make. Did the... reviving my units? Okay. I guess that's probably game for me. It's, they're going to take out my whole base. This is what happens when you play this game solo. And it's, yeah. It's unfortunate. 2 knights remain. All of my units are dead. All of my upkeep, or, yeah, all of my income buildings are getting destroyed. I could have delayed attacking the boss by a day. Of course, that would come with extra problems as well. If I don't think it's possible for me to revive my hero since I have 0 units remaining. But if I could have revived my hero, I have enough money remaining that I could pretty easily get all of my structures back very quickly.
Our allies' town is under siege.
Yeah. Yeah, eliminated. Okay. I guess that'll wrap up this video here. So the moral of this story is
Our allies' town is
don't expect help from your allies, I guess. I could have just kept defending. I'm pretty sure I could have handled that wave if I had just stayed at my base, because I lost about half my armor or army in the time it took me to run back, and no one else had just accomplished anything. Teal didn't get a single unit going. Blue, well, I don't even know what he's doing. I guess he's trying to help yellow, but this is an army of 4 units. But yeah. So, that's it for this game. Truth be told, it's actually not that difficult, especially if you have a few competent players. The gameplay you're seeing right now is my second time playing the game, and I more or less soloed 2 of the bosses, so... If you had about 2, maybe 3 competent players, I think it'd be a piece of cake. And especially if you played on a lower difficulty. Like, this was difficulty level 2, was not very hard. Yeah. So, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.